No question is off limits. We're about to make sure that you have all the answers that you need. If you are shopping for a car, I want you to type me in the comments so I know who I'm talking to. We're live on 4 platforms right now. And if you don't know me, my name is Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business. And now all I do, some of you may know, some of you, this may be your first time seeing me. Now all we do is make sure that everyone who's listening has the opportunity to pay less than everyone else for cars. My mission has been to show you that you are most likely overpaying for cars without knowing it. And I'm not here to beat you up for that, but I am the bad news first person. I cannot get you to paying less than everyone without helping you unlearn the way the car business has programmed you to shop. So as you come in, I have my man Dolan in the background. He's moderating the chat. We're going to have several questions coming from all 4 platforms. It usually takes, a good 5 minutes for people to really start loading in. So feel free to start typing your questions. And I want to make sure you know that my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships, is 75% off as part of our welcome offer. So for the next 30 minutes, you can click the link in my TikTok bio, go grab your copy. You can click the link in the YouTube comments, or you can click the link in the Facebook comments or on my Instagram bio. So whatever platform you're on, you can get your copy. And I want to make sure you know when you come up, you are going to have a support email as soon as you get your book. Make sure you screenshot the thank you page, because that has a support email on there for my team, just in case you type your email wrong, or you don't end up with the book and it's usually we're typing fast. Make sure you screenshot that page that I tell you to screenshot. And also, as soon as you purchase, that page has the book link right there that you can click, open it up. You want to save it to your computer, phone, you get instant access to it. So it'll be 75% off. You won't pay the normal $97 price. That's part of our welcome offer. And I'm looking forward to getting a lot of questions in today. So like I said, we always take a little time to get the questions in. And looks like we got the first couple. So you want to start going? What's up, John? Love you too, bro. He said, love you, bro. And Dolan, while I'm answering this question, can you set that banner to have that support email for everybody who gets their book? I want them to have access to that. When you get your book, I want you to have it tonight. I want you to be able to dig in. And so Dolan will set up a banner, and we'll get started with the first question. This is Dolores from YouTube. She said, what's the best SUV for seniors? Cars are as different as people. The weirdest car I ever sold when I was with Mercedes, it was a kryptonite green GLA. You may have seen it. You might have seen one drive through your neighborhood and said, who the heck would get that car? Not only would somebody get it, somebody made it. And then a group of people approved it and said, this is a good car. So when you look at cars, you can't base it off of anybody's opinion. You want to go to the data. Now you want to ask yourself, how big of an SUV do you need? There's compact SUVs now. There's so many different categories. There's mid-size SUVs and there's large SUVs. And then there's 3-row SUVs. So when you look at, Dolores, the best SUV for you, what I would tell you is find one that you like, one that catches your eye, and then look at the competitors. Because every vehicle at this particular point in the day and age we're in has at least 5 to 10 competitors. And oftentimes competitors are making cars that, they're going to be some things similar to the vehicle that catches your eye. But when you start looking at competitors, you'll see there may be some things that you like better. There may be some things you don't like. So if you have no clue what car you want, the best thing I could tell you is to pick one that you like, something that catches your eye, and then check out all its competitors. And it's a simple YouTube search. Whatever you like, Chevy Blazer, competitors, and then just look who's competing with it. And then you'll have an idea, because I'm convinced we don't spend enough time shopping. That's why a lot of people will come on my pages and say, Deshone, I just bought a car 3 months ago and I'm ready to get out of it. There's no way you should buy a $30,000 or $40,000 item or a 5 or 6 figure item and then look to change it in three months or 6 months or a year. That means you didn't take enough time to consider you're about to spend a lot of money. You deserve to look at the options without somebody, pressuring you. And that's why my mission is to show you guys how to shop without letting people pressure you. No one should be pressuring you. If you went into the mall to spend $30,000, would you let anyone pressure you? Not at all. And that's how we want to do here. So that's what I would suggest. What's up? This girl gets it done. Laptop CEO. I see a lot of people checking in on TikTok. As y'all come in, can y'all just tap the screen if you're going to spend some time with us? We're talking big money here. This is our Thursday night live. I haven't been live in a while on all 4 platforms, so I'm happy to be here. But I want to make sure y'all get your questions in, type them fast, and Dolan will pull them in, and we'll try to get, we're gonna get through as many questions as we can in an hour. This is John from YouTube. So my sister bought a car literally last week. They called her back saying she had to return the car. She told them she was self-employed at the time of buying a car, but they said the bank didn't approve it. I made a video about this. If you've ever seen this happen, this is how it happens. Whenever you have questionable credit or a questionable situation, like his sister self-employed. His sister's self-employed, which means she has to prove some things, get some bank statements or get some, profit and loss statements to prove it. If they don't give her the definite approval, do not take the car. I'm telling you for future reference, this happens. If you've ever had this happen or heard about this happening, type me. The way this happens is they don't get the approval. It's usually late night. Dealership is closing. And they'd say, okay, well, we'll just let you roll with the car. We're pretty sure, the bank is going to approve you. If you do not have the approval, do not take the car. I don't care how anxious you are. I'm telling you so you can protect yourself from situations like this. Don't take the car until you can until you know for a fact. Because again, John, there's nothing she can do except try to get her own financing. So if she wants to call a bank or credit union, see if she can get, have her get in touch with a credit union, go online and see, can she get her own loan? But if she's only at the mercy of the dealership's bank, then dealership's bank didn't approve it. She has to bring that car back. It's unfortunate, but it happens every day. And the best thing to do is not take a car if you don't have a final approval. All right. I don't know. Did I limit this live on TikTok to people over 18? I always got to remember to do that on TikTok. That's the only platform because, unfortunately, that's what it is. But shout out to the sharers. Shout out to everybody who is hitting that share button. I see we got a lot more questions coming in on YouTube's coming with all the questions today. I don't see. Let's go. Type your questions, Instagram. Type your questions, Facebook. And type your questions, TikTok. All right, let's go. All right, this one's Alpha Guinea from Facebook. I have a car, less than a year, but I'm struggling to pay it off. What can I do? I would assess what the car is worth. I would tell you refinance in a different market, but rates are high. So unless you had terrible credit and you paid like 20% interest, 18% interest, where now you can refinance and it's like 10% or less or something like that, that could drop your payment a little bit. But it sounds like you need a significant drop. So what I would tell you is to go on the 5 websites that I'm about to recommend. It'll take you 20 minutes. You need to find out what your vehicle is worth. You need to find out on the market, what is your vehicle worth? We don't trade cars. And some of you who've been here before, if this is your first time on a live stream with us, type 1 in the comments. If this is your first time you've ever been on a stream live with us, Thursday night, September 12th. This is your first time, type a 1 in the chat. If this is not your first time, I see you, Taylor Defries. Good to see you. I see you, Alpha. Okay, hold on. Let me shout out the first time. I say Data Ender. I see you. Gisette Stamps. I see you. Okay. Shout out to Kanume. I see you. Okay. Big Coop. I see you. Okay. Shout out to the first time people. Every platform we're on has a share button. On Instagram and on Facebook, or it looks like a little paper airplane. On YouTube, you see the little arrow there. You can tag your friends and we can save more people from overpaying in these car dealerships, because my mission is to show you everything car dealerships don't want you to know. I spent 14 years in car dealerships, 5 years with Mercedes, 5 years with General Motors. I lived in car dealerships for a long period of time. Since then, I've been helping hundreds of people learn the things that car dealerships would rather, they would hate the fact you're here learning what we're talking about. Because the way you buy cars makes them a lot of money. And that's just it. That's why their biggest thing is don't change anything. Don't change anything you're doing. Shop the same way you've been shopping. Just keep thinking you could come in and talk us down. Just keep doing that. That is the mission. But I want to make sure you unlearn that. And I'm going to walk you down a path where you can see how much that's costing you. And we can start to keep thousands more in your bank account with financial literacy and shopping strategy. So what you do is you do what I call an equity assessment. We don't trade cars because you're never going to get what your car is worth trading it. If I had this water and you had this pair of scissors and I said, hey, I'll trade you, somebody's not getting what, so either I'm not getting what the water's worth or you're not getting what the scissors worth, or both. We can't, y'all get that? You're never going to get everything you could get trading. Now, if I said, who's going to pay me the most for this water? And there were buyers ready, like there are for these companies I'm about to tell you, there's buyers ready to buy cars. And all they do all day, all night, 24/7 is see how many cars we can buy. So I want you to, Alpha Guinea, I want you to go to CarMax.com. I want you to go to Driveway. You go right to Google, type these in. Hold on, I don't know why I just got a call and it's on do not. Hold on, I had to put this on do not disturb. And this is the first, after you guys figure out whether you should buy or lease, the first thing you should do is go to these websites that I'm telling you about. If you have a car to replace, you want to go to these websites that I'm mentioning. This is who you want to be selling your car to. 3 of them are online car buyers. Cut you a check right then and there. It's literally come in. Hey, we look at the car. Looks good. They go to the accounting office. Come back with a check. It's that simple. And 3 of them are connecting you to local dealers so that they can bid. CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, Auto Nation, Sell My Car, and Car Guru, Sell My Car. I'm going to say that again. If you got a pen, and I want you to tune in. Listen, you're not gonna get below market prices and show you the prices that I'm about to show you. Get some of these deals that I'm about to be going over that me and my people get. Doesn't matter the market. You're not gonna pay these prices without you being locked in. So if you locked in, just type locked in. All right. Type the locked emoji. Type locked in. Deshone, let me know, Deshone, on this Thursday night, I'm locked in with you. It's too much people. I need all my money. I need to make sure I can't leave $1 on the table, much less thousands. I'm not gathering y'all here to talk about hundreds of dollars. Everything we're going to discuss, every mistake that I want you to avoid is worth thousands to you. And you can stack mistakes. So CarMax, Driveway, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. I see you, Philly Speed, locked in. Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, Auto Nation, Sell My Car, Car Guru, Sell My Car, Carvana, CarMax, and Driveway. Those are 6 offers, competing offers. I see you, Taylor DeVries, locked in. Shout out to my people locked in. I see you, Skinner, Elstead, locked in. Antoine, locked in. That's what I'm talking about. Alpha Guinea, locked in. I see you. Now, when you get those bids, that's going to tell you the most your vehicle is worth on this market. Then you call your bank, you find out what your payoff is, what you owe. After you find that out, that's going to tell you if you have positive equity or negative equity. If you owe 20 and your highest offer is 25, you have positive equity. If you owe 20 and your highest offer is 18, you have negative equity of $2,000. So in order for you to switch to a less expensive vehicle, tell me, Alpha, do you own or lease that car? Just put O or L in the chat, and I'm gonna see, and because there's a lot of people in your position right now, Alpha. They're driving a car, they can't afford it, or they want to lower their payment. And if we change the structure, I can show you how to lower your payment and still get a quality car versus lowering your payment and needing to really go down in car and get a much less expensive car to lower your payment. So do you? Okay, so you own it, you finance it. Okay, so what I want you to consider is going from a finance to a lease. Now, if you go from a finance to a finance, you're going to have to buy a significantly less expensive car. If you give me a number roughly, what do you owe on that car? Roughly. And all of you who are like, Deshone, this is a lot to remember. How can we get it? Just all my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps of Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealership, has everything in it step by step. And you can get your copy for 75% off in my TikTok or Instagram bios. You can get it in the comments on YouTube. We have a comment pinned in YouTube, and you guys can see the comment on Facebook. You can see the link on Facebook. You can have your copy, and as soon as you make sure you go within 30 minutes, you'll see a timer. You get 75% off, and as soon as you get your book, you'll see on the thank you page, I give you 2 things: the link to open the book, that's one, and then I give you a support email just in case you have any trouble getting the book for any reason. You get a support email. I want you to screenshot that page, and then you can come back and come back to the broadcast. But okay, you owe about 32. Okay, so now you're giving me more information. I can fill this out. 32 is gonna be about, if you finance more than 32, I figure your payment could be about $700-800 a month. How much is your payment, Alpha? Give me some give me all the data I need so I can try to really help you get to where you need to be. How much is your payment, Alpha? How much is your payment? You owe 32 on this car, and this is how you should consider when you are switching from a car, y'all. This is the process. First thing we're gonna do is decide whether we're going into a purchase or a lease. And you need to ask yourself, how long are you keeping this next car? Now, if Alpha says, Deshone, I'm keeping this next car more than 8 years, then I switch him to another finance, because he's going to pay off that car, and then he's going to keep that car a long time, and he's going to beat the depreciation that car is going to, any negative equity, all the big money he's going to pay over 3, 5, 6 years. Once he keeps the car a long time, it'll all make sense. But if he pays all that money, goes into another finance, pays this high payment, pays this high payment, pays this high payment, and then switches right into another finance again, he's going to keep in that high payment cycle. And that's what a lot of you do, because you don't understand leasing. But you're going to understand leasing starting today, because not understanding leasing is the reason why a lot more money is coming out of your pocket. And all of this stuff about, leasing is renting. Listen, let people talk that crap. The more you stay here, you'll see they don't even make financial sense. Banks don't want to hold on to cars long term. Why do people want to do it? A bank never wants a car attached to them that doesn't have payments coming in. Banks don't want to own paid off cars. It means nothing. It's a depreciating asset. A bank does not want a depreciating asset on their books. Think about that. They want to be able to turn those cars. So when you see how financial people do it and say, oh, well, there's a reason banks don't want to hold on to cars. They keep going down in value. Now, if you're going to keep it a long time, that's when we buy. 8+ years, that's when we buy. Every one of you who's not, I want you to type in, what's the average number of years you keep your cars? And now let's get back to Alpha. So Alpha's paying $662 a month. He had a 72-month loan. So what you could do is assess your values, get the equity assessment that I said. Go to those websites, find out the highest offer you can get for that car. If you end up having negative equity, what you want to do, what I do it from you, is I'm switching to a car that I can get like a $350 to $400 payment on without money down. We've had people get like A Nissan Rogue. We just helped somebody get a Nissan Rogue. High threes a month. No money. All they did was give them their first month's payment. Drove out of there. It was about a $30-something thousand vehicle. So now your payment is under 4. Now we got to see what your equity position is. If you could break even, then you're all right. If you got a little negative equity, you could throw it on top. But if you go into another finance, you don't have a way to go, because the finance itself, once you look at buying another you can buy a $30,000 car. Every $5,000 on a car, y'all, is how much per month? Every $5,000 on a car is how much per month? $100. Exactly. So if you buy a $30,000 car and you finance it, that's a $600 payment right there. So you're not going anywhere. The only way you're going to be able to lower that payment is you need to switch from that to a lease, or you'd have to switch from that to like a $15,000 car. That's an option if you're going to keep the car long term. So you need to ask yourself, how many years am I keeping this next car? And I don't want to hear you have negative equity until you get those 6 offers that you just told me. I don't want to hear the dealer told you have negative equity. I want you to get the offers and then kind of say, okay, Deshone, I got the 6 offers from all the online car buyers, and hey, I have $2,000. I have $1,800 in negative equity. Get the work. What I just told you to do going on those websites takes 20 minutes. I'm not interested in what one dealer said to you. I'm not interested in that. There's too many buyers out here, and that's who we go to. All right. Let me shout out to people on Instagram. Now, can y'all hit that paper plane on Instagram? As soon as you hit that paper plane, you could go down the list and share this with one friend. Share this at least with your best friend. At least. Thanks, Val. I see you. Shout out to the sharers. Shout out to the sharers. Val, do me a favor. Send me a DM right now. Just because you shared and I happen to catch it, I want to send you a free copy of my book. You won't even pay the 75% off price. I just appreciate the sharers. And every now and then I'm like, yo, I got to do something for the people that share and tag friends. Val, send me a DM. Send me your email. I'll send you a free copy of the digital book, Cars from Home. Now, for the rest of you, like Deshone, I want a copy. You can go to my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, 75% off for the next 30 minutes. You get your book. You won't pay the normal $97 price. And that is all my strategy, step-by-step, for leasing cars, purchasing new cars, purchasing pre-owned cars. Has negative equity tips, has bad credit tips, has high mileage driving. It's all in there. It's 5-star rated. And on the YouTube, and we have a copy. We have a link on Facebook you can click, and we have a link in the YouTube comment pin. 75% off. Go get your book. Let's go, Dolan. Next question. What do you think? Oh, this is Mima from TikTok. What do you think about purchasing a car from Carvana, but I'm getting financing somewhere else? Purchasing a car from Carvana is like going into one store, and because they have a lot of, I compare it to like going into the Dorito factory, the Dorito chips factory, and they have tons of different flavors, but there's no competition there. They're not competing with each other. Competition is what we use to drive down prices. When you see the prices we pay, like give you an example, Danielle is leasing. She got a $44,000 Audi. She's paying $550 a month. So think about that. The same vehicle that, somebody who's a 40, some of you might have this. It's an Audi A3 Quattro 2024, $44,000 vehicle. Some people are paying $800 a month for that. She's paying $550 because she understands deal structure. She understands leasing. She understands she's not keeping this car more than 8 years. She's not going to tie up a bunch of money in this car. She wants a car that is reliable, brand new. Most times you lease, 99% it's brand new, but she's not going to get that price without competition. So she sits at home, and what you have to do with every car you look at is use the internet the way it's designed to find competition. I don't care if you're shopping for a Honda. I don't care if you're shopping for a 2017 Honda and you're like, man, I saw this nice one. It's a blue one right around the corner from my house. There's hundreds of those. I'm telling you, there are hundreds of that same car you saw within 200 miles of you. So the mission is to sit back and say, okay, how do I make sure I'm looking at all of my options to make sure that that one that I'm going to get is the least expensive one? And that's what we're not doing. We're not bringing competition to our car deals. You're going in and you're finding one person's product and going in and begging them to lower the price for you. Listen, hey, come on. I know you're asking 29. Can you come on, knock off another, can you knock off 2 more thousand for me? That's begging. When you sit at home, when you learn the cars from home way of shopping, you're going to be able to see every single car that dealer knows his competitors have. That is the name of the game. Seeing all the cars that the competitors have that the dealers don't want you to see. Why do you think as soon as you walk in the dealership, they throw the handcuffs on you? Sit down. Hey, listen, stay here. Listen, relax. They don't want you getting up. We don't want you getting up. Hey, where you going? Listen, can we talk? Have a seat. Listen, we got some great programs. What can we do to work this out for you? Because the last thing they want you to do is realize their competition will sell the same car to you for thousands less. So who doesn't like negotiating? Type me in the chat. And this is all based on Mima's question, which is, hey, should we buy a car from Carvana, even though I'm getting financing from somewhere else? Anytime you are looking at a used car, you should be looking everywhere used cars are. So you should be on not just Carvana, Mima, you should be on CarMax. Not just CarMax, you should be on Carfax.com. There's 8 marketplaces we use. Carfax.com, Cars.com, CarGurus.com, AutoTrader.com, eBay Motors. These are marketplaces that all have different cars. And I'm going to tell you something that I know you never heard before. And I just learned this when I was shopping for my pre-owned cars. Because even though I have strategies, even though I have the process, I still learn different things as I shop and as I teach other people to shop. I went on a car buying site when I was looking at my Infiniti. One dealer had a vehicle was listed on one site for $2,000 more than it was on another site. It was the same vehicle. Now, I knew from being in dealerships what happened. That dealer lowered the price, but because it took more time for one website to update than the other, one website showed the new lower price and the other website didn't. So you see why type a light bulb or type got it to understand. If you see why it's important to shop multiple marketplaces, you need to see all the product. And I know that you have been just programmed to just maybe, Deshone, I just shop one, but you're not going to be able to get the below market deals if you're not exploring marketplaces. It's just not going to happen. You cannot fall in love with a car that has 100 copies of it. Your mission is to sit at home the way I want to teach you and to look at the market. It's on a computer. Most of you are great with computers, and you'll be able to see, wow, I didn't realize that the 100-mile radius around me is one big marketplace for me. For me. They want me going into one dealership. They want you going into one dealership saying, hey, I like this car right here. Can we talk about that? Not realizing there's 100 of that same car. That's the big deal. Okay, Mima? So you have to go open those other websites. If you like a car on Carvana, open those other websites I named: Carfax, CarMax, Cars.com, AutoTrader.com. Punch the same cars in, and then look at the price ranges. What we do when we look at a used car, the first thing you want to do is assess the market. You can't get a below market deal if you don't know what the market prices are. So what you want to do is when you open those websites, I want you to start an account on all of them. I think 6 out of the 8 allow you to start an account. That means you're gonna put in your email address and you're gonna get alerts of new inventory. Soon as you put in what you're looking for, I want you to go 3 years back, and then I want you to see what comes up. Then you could go 4 years. You go 4 years back, and I want you to see where the prices are. You need to see, okay, the lowest price is 22, highest price is about 29. You're gonna see this range. The 29s are the ones who, the dealers who are like, they have people coming in just wanting to negotiate, not realizing that they have those cars marked up so high, even if they negotiate, you're still overpaying. So you're seeing the market. Okay, I see the low side of the market is 22. I see the high side of the market is 29. Now, when you do that, you're gonna see that most of the cars around 22 are trash. Bad Carfaxes, frame damage, airbags deployed total. The first thing we want to do is look at the Carfaxes. Now, I have a strategy that I use, and I know the people that's locked in gonna get it. I have a strategy that I use to get free Carfaxes. It's in my book. So if you're on Carfax.com, you can see the Carfax. I don't want you to buy a Carfax if most of the time you can actually bypass the marketplace, go to the dealer's website, and that dealership will have an agreement with Carfax, and you can find the Carfax. That right there is just saved you $100. Anybody that knows me knows, people know me in New Jersey. They would call me up until I came to the internet and started this, education business. People knew, man, I'm calling Deshone. I'm calling Deshone. I'm calling Deshone. Everything that I'm talking about is worth thousands. But I'm only talking to a couple people. I know that out of the couple hundred people that tuned into these broadcasts, I'm only talking to like 50. It's only like 50 that's just locked in. I know that. The rest of the people are distracted. That's just a fact. Life is distracting you, all types of things. And I'm talking to the people who are locked in. That's a strategy right there where if you just know how to get Carfaxes, I just saved you a couple $100. So once you see the Carfaxes, now you can see the reason we don't like auto check, we like Carfax, is because Carfax shows the service records. And that's the second way we narrow down when we're looking at used cars. So the first way we're looking at is the title. That's how we're narrowing down. Because like I said, we're shopping for a used car now. We have a huge, big marketplace. That's what's all around us. Huge, big marketplace that we use for, but now we have to narrow down. We have to narrow down from these dozens of cars or hundreds of cars to our top cars, top 5. So we're doing it based on title history first, but we need to know the low side of the market. That's the first thing we're doing. Look at that low price to the high price. And then we're looking at the Carfaxes. Okay, boom. Frame damage car, no good. Salvage title, no good. Rental car, probably not going to do that. I'm not totally against rental cars, but they'd have to be, everything else has to be perfect and the price has to be incredible. So now we're narrowing it down based on that. Then we go into service records. The service records are the most expensive thing. Are the most important thing to understanding if you have a good car. Because you could have a great car, Honda, historically one of the most reliable cars in the world. If the person didn't service it, it's trash. So the service records are super, super. You'll hear people say, oh, well, what if I change the oil myself? Not good enough for me. Unless you got all the receipts to show me that, the value of your car is lower. So service records are that if you don't want to see gaps, you don't want to pull up a Carfax and you see, okay, I don't see any service for from 20,000 miles down to 60,000 miles. What happened there? Red flag. Not doing it. This is how people end up with cars that are in the shop. Who's experienced it? Be honest. Bought a car, thought you were doing great, and then it didn't work out that way. Hold on one second. So we want to. Those are the steps you want to take to make sure. Why is it only 11? Oh wait, no, I don't want to join. Hold on, I just ran some invites. Hold on. So, no, I wasn't trying to invite No, I wasn't trying to invite y'all to join the live. So, okay, hold on. No, I just hit the wrong button on Instagram. All right, my fault. Can you? Oh man, Okay. Can you do me a favor? We're live on 4 platforms. My fault. Can you just hang that up, please? I was just running down inviting some of my followers to the broadcast, but I was hitting the wrong button. I was actually inviting people to jump on the live. So so after service records, now we're moving to accident history. Accident history, some people, hey, I don't do accident. That's fine. Here's what I would tell you. An accident is not necessarily a deal breaker, but you need to know what type of accident is on that Carfax. You need to know, is that an accident that was a serious accident? Is that an accident that, and how do you know? Carfax will tell you, if you see vehicle was towed, red flag, bad, red flag, red flag. Vehicle towed means, you know, that was a pretty rough accident. If you see airbag deployed, red flag, they may total that car out. But if you see vehicle is drivable, that may be one you want to consider. Vehicle drivable, that could be, you know, somebody was coming out of supermarket, had a little fender bender, they called the cops, that's now on the Carfax. Anytime the cops are called, it's going to be on the Carfax. So you want to look for clues. But that's how see, it's 2 things we want to make sure when we get in a pre-owned car. You need to get a quality car and you need to pay less than everyone else for it. Below market deal. If you get a quality car and you overpay for it, you lost. If you get a below market deal and you don't get a quality car, it's breaking down every 3 months, you lost. So those are the 2 things. And the way you're going to do that is, that's my screening process for narrowing down inventory. And then we start moving into, how do we make sure we're paying the best price? Well, before that, I said we got to assess the market. So we're looking at the low side and the high side. And now we created accounts on all of these platforms. So every single car that pops up, we get it first on our email. Hey, this just popped up. So we're looking for cars now on that low side of the market. All I care about is that low side. If it's a 22 at the low side, 29 at the high side, I'm looking for 22, realizing 22, most of the stuff is going to be garbage, like I said a little while ago. But every now and then you see one that pops in, it's like, oh, that has a good title history. Oh, that's good service record, good accident history. Now we need to verify fees. Are they going to try to list this car for 22 and change? And then when I get there to try to say, oh, we have $4,000 in fees in the market and all of this. So we verify fees before that. And then once we verify there's no bogus fees, we pull the original window sticker. Because and what I'm about to say, no one, you've never heard it before. You probably said, most of what I'm saying, you probably said, Deshone, I never heard most of this. But you definitely never heard this. They try to sell used cars based on market value. That's algorithms. That's garbage. That's garbage. Algorithms are, the average prices of Honda Accords say this is a good deal. The average price that's listed say this is a good deal. That means nothing to us. The only thing that's important is, I'm gonna tell you this. When I was shopping for my Infiniti truck, it was a 2020. I got it like I got it when it was 3 years old. I had 4 choices. I narrowed it down to 4 choices. Now, they all look similar. They were all between 30 and 32,000. They were like $1,800 apart. They're all white. They all look, you know, most people would have just said, hey, I'm going to pick just the one that I think feels good. You know, here's where you would have lost. You pull the original window sticker. Once I got the original window sticker, I saw what's in the vehicles, and I saw one was 46 brand new. Now they have it listed for 31. One was 48 brand new. They have it listed for around 31. One was 52 brand new. They have it listed for around 31. One was 54 brand new. They have it listed for around 31.8. So the one I got might have looked like it was the most expensive, but it was 54,000 brand new, 42% discount from the original window sticker price. That means I had a bigger savings on that pre-owned car than those other 3 options. Had I got the one that was $1,000 less, I'm actually getting a car that has 6,000 less equipment in it. Type clear if you got that. Type wow if you got that. Because a lot of you have bought used cars, but you never heard, Deshone, I never heard nobody tell me I should get the original price. Well, what is more important than the original price when you're looking at a pre-owned car to determine how much discount you're getting? Y'all clear? We clear? I see you, James. He's like, wow, I see you. That's the name of the game. I see you, Terrell Taylor. So these are the things that the car business does not want you to know. I see you, Divinity, on TikTok. These are the things the car business doesn't want you to know, because as long as you keep shopping the way they programmed you to shop, you're never going to ask these questions. You just come in, you're trying to do the best you can. And that's why it's my mission to make sure that the people who are locked in, you have all the information you need to pay less than everyone else who's not locked in. That's the mission. All of this is in my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It'll be in your inbox in a second. You can get your copy for 75% off as part of our book launch offer. You get it in my TikTok bio. You won't leave the broadcast, in my Instagram bio. And we have a link on Facebook. You guys can click it. It's 30 minutes. You get it for 75% off. You won't pay the $97 price. And on YouTube, we have a comment pin for you guys. This is Benita Taylor on YouTube. I bought the car. Oh, hold on. I bought the book, and now I'm leasing a 2024 Acura RDX, purchased below market value, made $17,000 by selling my 2017 RDX. Thank you, Deshone. I stand by the process. You hear that? See, when is the last time you got a car and actually talked about and bragged about your numbers? Congratulations, Bonetta. I want you getting a car. You'll notice one thing. The way they've taught you to shop, you'll get a car. You'll never talk about the numbers because you're not confident in them. You're not confident in those numbers. You get a car, but if I was to say, hey, let me say, would you bet me $1,000 that I couldn't find that car that you just got for thousands less than what you got it for? Most of you say, nah, I'm not going to take that bet. Somebody like Bonetta, who knows how to shop the market, she'll say, listen, I shop the market. I'll take the bet. I want you confident in your car deal. $17,000 selling your old car. I know she got bids, sold her car to the highest bidder, got a check, put that money, come on, put that money in her bank account. She probably used to purchase. And she realized, hey, I'm not keeping these cars 8 years. I need to be leasing. She maximized her equity, sold to the highest bidder, put all of that equity in her bank account. Now she has a below market deal on an Acura MDX, paying less monthly than she was paying to own. Great job. Congratulations. Thank you for trusting the process. Unlearning and relearning. Go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next question up. Let's go, y'all. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. Justin on YouTube. Is there ever a good reason to buy a car with a rebuilt title? And if so, what are the crucial things to do and look out for? 2021 Mazda 6 for $13K, no frame damage in my area. If the vehicle's been rebuilt, that means the car was literally in an accident or something happened so bad where the car was basically destroyed and had to be rebuilt. And they do that. And that's what you're driving now. Everything has a value. If you look at I compare this to buying foreclosures. I'm not into having you gamble. I like guarantees. In a world where people are promising things that they just can't deliver on, I like guarantees. I use that word a lot. I guarantee I teach anybody to pay below market value for cars if they're willing to trust my process and stop doing what they've been doing. There's just no guarantee that car you're going to get is going to be great. It's a roll of the dice. If things start to, break down on you, if electrical issues happen, do people put cars back together all the time? Yeah, it's plenty of people who do that. You can rebuild a car, but the integrity of the car is permanently compromised, which is why you can get a 2021 for $13K, no frame, but the car was destroyed and put back together again. So, I mean, it's a risk. do a great test drive. I would pay a great mechanic, give them $100, $150. If you don't have a great mechanic, go to a company like yourmechanic.com, take them with you, have someone who's a professional look at that car, pay them. Consider this like your home inspection. You buy a home, you're going to spend $400, $600, $800, even if you don't buy the home or not, right? Right? Everybody understands that, right? So we'll buy a $300,000 or $500,000 or $800,000 home, and we'll pay hundreds of bucks for an inspection, even if they tell us, hey, you know what? You don't need to buy this house. That was money well spent, right? So the same thing exists in cars. We have the opportunity with cars to pay people who are experts to come in and say, hey, take a look at this car, put it up on a lift. I'll pay you for your time. I'll pay you for your expertise. And more importantly, I'll pay you to protect my money. Have them look at that car. If they give you a clearance, that at least is a little bit more peace of mind for you. That's all I do with a rebuilt title. It's a risk. It could pay off for you big time. You got a phenomenal car. It looks good. You paid a fraction of the actual cost. But there's the other side too. So just do that diligence. Get an expert with you. Go ahead, Dolan. Let's go. Shout out to TikTok. Everybody who's spending time with us, every time you hear something you like, if you could just double tap the screen, I appreciate you. You'll see those likes shoot up. Continue to shoot those likes up. And every time TikTok sees those likes go up, what it does is it tells other people that there's something going on over here. More people need to be over here. So shout out to y'all running the likes up. And we're live on 4 platforms right now. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. This is Antoine from YouTube. We're getting a lot of questions from YouTube. Come on, Facebook. Come on, But listen, we'll go with it because sometimes people ask the same questions you would have anyway. So Antoine on YouTube, is this a good deal? 2024 Blazer, RS, Chevy Blazer, $48,000 MSRP. I traded my 2019 Nissan, which I owed a little over $5,000. Car was worth $12,000. I got a 6% interest rate, $3,000 down, $522 a month. There's a couple things in there that, look, I'm not in the business of telling people this is not a good deal. Because then what are you going to do? Now you're driving the car and you're just like, oh man, Deshone, this guy who's just this expert on cars and, he told me I didn't get a good deal. Now I'm driving around with that. Here's what I can tell you. It's a shame to be in a $50,000 item and not have the peace of mind that you actually paid a great price for it. So what I would tell you is the way you shop, there's a couple things you did that I recommend you never do again. You mix transactions. I'm about to show y'all over the next minute what I call the 3 pillars of car deals. The 3 pillars of car deals. Who you get your car from. You need to maximize each pillar to get a great deal. Who you buy your car from. That's a transaction. That's one transaction. Who you get your loan from. That's another transaction. You need to maximize that. Who you sell your old car to. Third transaction. There's money in each one. Hence why there's companies like the ones I recommended earlier, CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book, Instant Cash Offer, AutoNation, and Car Guru, Sell My Car. There's companies where they just want to buy your car. They don't want to sell your car. They just want to compete to buy your car because there's money in that. Second, there's banks who just want to give you a loan. Credit unions just want to give you a loan. They don't sell cars. They just want to give you a loan. Why? Because there's money in loans. They want to compete. Lastly, there's dealers that sell cars that want to sell your car, and you need to maximize that. So when you have $5,000 in this transaction, who I bought my car from, we got $5,000 a room. Who I get my loan from, there was another $3,000 from the best interest rate to the lowest interest rate I could have got. Then who I sold my car to, there's $2,000 to $3,000 from the highest offer I could have got to what I get trading it. Well, that's about $10,000 to $12,000 right there that you mixed into one. There's no way to guarantee you get a great deal. It's just impossible. So how do we make sure that we get a great deal? Each of these things need to be bid out. It's that simple. And online allows you to do that easily. I have never walked into a car dealership. I haven't walked into a car dealership since 2015 to buy a car. It is literally at home, using a computer, using email, and using it the way it's designed to be used. But I have to give you the strategies on how to do it. So this is, you need to bid out when you, that old car you had, that Nissan, never trade again. You get bids and see who's going to pay me the most money for this Nissan. Like when you heard Bonetta come on here earlier, she said she sold her Acura MDX, $17,000 equity. She bid it out. Then you go and you shop for your Blazer and you say, okay, out of all the Chevy dealers around me, we reach out to 25. In my book, my new digital book, I show you how to contact 25 dealers in 20 minutes. I call it the 25 to 5 strategy. We're going to connect with 25 dealers on a new car, and then we're going to get 5 offers, at least 5 offers. So we reach out and we say, okay, out of everybody who has a Chevy, who's going to sell me the car for the lowest price? Who's going to tell me the real rebates on the car? I know you told me there's no rebates, and then this dealer told me well, we have $1,000 rebate, and then this dealer said, oh, we have a $3,000 rebate. Okay, so now I'm getting all my offers. And then after I get my offers, I'm contacting multiple banks and credit unions from home and giving them a chance to compete for my business and for my rate. Because, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of you don't know this, but I'm about to show you something called the rate window. This is something the credit bureaus allow. Dealers don't want you to know that they allow this. You are allowed within a 14 to 45 day period to have multiple banks and lenders access your credit with a hard pull, and it's going to weigh on your credit score just like one hard pull. So if you let one bank access your credit and it drop your score 8 points, you can let 30 banks and credit unions compete, and it's going to drop your credit the same 8 points. That's called rate shopping. And when you do this, you execute this online, and once you get good at this, you'll be able to do this in 90 minutes. You'll be like, man, I'm about to get cars in 90 minutes. Me, I get cars in 60 to 90 minutes, and I'm paying less than everybody, guaranteed. I want you to have that same ability, but you have to step out of dealers, stop it, and it's already paying. Realize that all the money is at home. And that's when you will start saving all the money, and that's when you'll feel empowered, and that's when you'll be able to guarantee. You'll never have to ask somebody, oh, do you think I got a good deal? You will know you got a good deal, and you'll be able to bet on it. All of this is in my new digital book, guys. You can get your copy for 75% off. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can click my TikTok bio. Click that link that says get booked, 75% off for 30 minutes. You won't pay the $97 price. Same thing on Instagram. You can get your copy in my Instagram bio. For those of you on Facebook, you click that link right in front of you, you'll get your copy. And then for those of you on YouTube, we have a comment pinned on you in the comment section for your 75% off. That way you don't have to try to remember this. You're more than welcome to watch the replays of these live broadcasts. But if you like Deshone, I just want the playbook, give me the blueprint, go right there. Now, as soon as you get that book for 75% off, on that thank you page, I want you to screenshot it, because that actually has the link to open your book, and it has the support email to my team, just in case you don't see the book or you type your email wrong, something like that. You can reach out to support and get your book. All right. Skinner from YouTube, Deshone, you say you should only go to the dealership to test drive, right? 3 reasons we go to the dealership. One of them is the test drive. On used vehicles, we only test drive at the